only left you for a few days and I came back with an entirely new hair color. Hey, what's up, ghouls and gals? Today's video, I have had so many issues trying to just get a video out. I had entirely different plans for the end of the month, but those can wait. Today I am throwing my hat in the ring, if that is the correct terminology, for my I'm talking about 5 horror movies that I truly believe are more, I would say at least 3 of the 5 are more disturbing than, maybe even 4 of the 5, than A Serbian Film. I would like to preface this by saying a lot of different people have different tastes. We don't yuck anybody else's yum around here, but we also understand that people are disturbed by different things, and that's okay. And also, no one's making you watch these films, so if this is not a video for you, I'll see you next time. But for those of you sickos like me who would like to get a couple movie recommendations about disturbing horror films, stay tuned. Viewer beware, you're in for a scare. And if you do enjoy, please go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, subscribe for more, check out all of my links down below if you would like to see any more of me or support the channel any further. And yes, there will be a letterboxd list corresponding to this as well. I should also preface this by saying I have mentioned before, I've seen some shit. I am currently almost 10 years sober and 9 years cancer free, and in the time that I had to deal with both of those things, I, in real life, saw and endured things that were more horrific to me than I've seen in some horror movies. Requiem for a Dream was the film that I got sober because of that movie. That movie did me in. I will never watch it ever again. But that's not what we're talking about today. Needless to say, I can tell that the ween in the weens in A Serbian Film are plastic. They're 100% fake prosthetic, you can tell. A couple of other things in that movie you can tell are 100% fake and prosthetic, and I think it's things like that I am aware of visually that take me out and make me not feel as disturbed. But these next 5 films deal with things that make me so uncomfortable, and I will warn you that I will be talking about some pretty intense topics. I will also leave the disclaimer here that just because you like disturbing films doesn't make you a bad person. They're just movies at the end of the day, and I feel like if you are a responsible film consumer, you can tell what is right and wrong and what is to be done and not done in real life. So let's start off at number 5. Let's talk about the film that in the first 5 minutes disturbed me more than the entirety of A Serbian Film, and that is Trauma from 2017. 4 friends visit a rural area in Chile and are brutally attacked by a man and his son. After not finding help in the town, they decide to confront the men with the help of 2 policemen. They discover their attackers have their blood in the direct legacy of the darkest period in Chilean history and will have to face the most brutal enemy. And when I tell you, I physically had to think and decide after the opening sequence if I even wanted to finish this movie. That's how much it disturbed me. It deals with a lot of interpersonal family relations. I'm pretty sure you can understand what I'm trying to get at there. But it's done in such a brutal and violent way that it made me feel sick in the opening sequence. There is a scene involving a baby that I personally had so much difficulty with watching. It disturbed me more than A Serbian Film, somehow. My heart is racing talking about this movie because I had such a visceral experience watching it. So much is shown to you that is so fucked up and so much is implied that is even more just so depraved and like inhumane that I'm shocked this film even got made. And I will literally, like, I would put money on saying that this film, if you had not seen this one but you've seen A Serbian Film, I would put money on saying you guys would be more disturbed watching trauma than A Serbian Film. It's just my opinion. That's coming from someone who has seen a lot of really, like I told you, I've seen some shit, and I physically had to go and like watch cartoons afterwards. I needed a palate cleanser. I had to like lay in the fetal position and watch some cartoons because I was not okay after watching trauma. It gave me trauma. Anyways, moving on to a film, if you can call it that. It is an anthology called Subconscious Cruelty from 2000, where 4 segments are structured as a fever dream titled Rebirth, Right Brain / Martyr, Ovarian Eyeball, and Human Larva. And I like some of the scenes that are in this anthology are so disgusting. If you guys are at all sensitive to violence against, good lord, I am not, but this, like, I am not usually, like, that stuff doesn't bother me. I'm not a religious person, but the scene involving an almost Passion of the Christ like abuse scene, oh my gosh, it made me feel ill. And I want to take a second to talk about this book I will show you in my next video, I promise. I have this thing that I called my secret movie book. I haven't referenced it in a while, but it was a Dark Souls 3 journal that came with like the special edition of the game, and I kind of commandeered that and made it my secret movie book, and I wouldn't let anybody look in it because I thought people would think that I was so messed up. This was in like late 2016, early 2017. I had a bunch of roommates at the time, and I was kind of hiding away in my room writing all these movies down, and the first movie I ever wrote down was Subconscious Cruelty, and that was in late 2016, early 2017, and I didn't watch that movie until 2023. It's just such a surreal, it feels like an art piece, a very disturbing art piece, but it also feels like something that you shouldn't be watching at the same time. If you guys don't like an art film, an art house film, like if you're not into like super just weird themes and lots of crazy lighting and staging of things weird, like you might not like this one. It is definitely an acquired taste, but it really did not, it didn't sit with me right. Let's move on to another film that did not sit with me right at all, and I've talked about this a bunch. We Are the Flesh from 2016. After wandering in a ruined city for years in search of food and shelter, 2 siblings find their way into one of the last remaining buildings. Inside, they find a man who will make them a dangerous offer to survive the outside world. Now, this movie involves unsimulated coitus. I'm trying to be like YouTube friendly here. I don't know, I've already dropped an F-bomb. This video is not good. Yeah, this movie really just, I can't get my bearings here because this movie truly did mess me up in such a way. Like, talk about interpersonal family relations. This is sickening. This movie is so sickening. This movie gets so claustrophobic. This movie gets so weird. The guy that's in this film, it's on sight. I don't care if you're just acting in this film. If I see you on the street, it's on sight. I literally think about this movie so frequently in a bad way because I was so unsettled by it. Beautifully lit. Okay, I'll give it that. The lighting is incredible. Some of the lighting cues and the way that it's shot and framed, beautiful. But it's so unbelievably, talk about depraved and inhuman. Nay. Let's move on to a French film from 2014 called Anatomy of Hell. I've talked about why this film upset me so much before, so let's get into that. A woman employs a gay man to spend 4 nights at her house to watch her when she is unwatchable. This has scenes. So there is a disclaimer at the beginning of this film, and it's like, all the female nudity in this film is fake, and it is meant to I don't know, make you feel disturbed, essentially, but like to let you know that like the violence and the things that are being done is not done to an actual woman. Cool. There's one scene that really upset me. There is a flashback scene to when this woman in the film was a child, and she has to play hide and seek, I think, with little, I'm not revisiting this film ever in my life. I think she has to play hide and seek with little boys or whatever, and she goes and like hides under a piece of like a little shed or something, but the way she hides, it's just the top of her body, and she pulls up her dress and there's nothing underneath, and it seems like it's all done in one shot to where it is this little girl. And I have to think to myself where it says all female parts have been changed to be fake. But when you're looking at this shot, I swear to you, her little feet move. And she's nude. And it makes me so incredibly disgusted to know that that was put on camera. If it happened to be a real girl. And we Googled it. It said that it wasn't, like, there wasn't real parts used. But it just looks and feels real, and it feels wrong to be watching. Let's get into my number 1 pick, an absolute doozy. If you guys have seen this film, you probably know Soft and Quiet. It's rough. From 2022, taking place in real time, an elementary school teacher organizes a mixer of like-minded women, but an altercation between a woman from Emily's past and the group leads to a volatile chain of events. This being all in one shot makes you feel every single ounce of tension. This movie starts and like you can tell something is off with this woman, and then she drops the pie. And if you've seen it, you know what's on that pie. I remember when Alex and I first watched that movie, and I was kind of getting bad vibes from this lady. And as soon as like the pie reveal happened, I was like, oh wow, I don't know if I like where this movie is going. And Olivia Luccardi is absolutely unhinged in this movie. This has some of the most sickening and graphic scenes near the end that I felt so unbelievably like I was like standing up out of my seat. Like I was having a physical reaction watching this movie. I cannot believe that it was all filmed in one take and they did it multiple times. If I would have done this film and I would have acted in it, if I did it once, I would have walked off of set and I would have been in like therapy afterward. I'm sorry. It is so violent and it feels so real and so relevant and even scarier now. And oh my goodness, that movie will stick with me. I probably won't ever watch it again because of how much it fucked me up, but it really made me appreciate Olivia Luccardi as an actress. If you guys have seen Candyland, she is fantastic in that. She's been in It Follows. Like, she's such a great actress, but she really captures her character in Soft and Quiet a little bit too well, if you know what I mean. So anyways, that was my list. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you think any of these films are on par with a Serbian film for being disturbing. If you think that I'm just crazy, because I get that a lot, but I promise you I'm just a normal girl. Also, let me know if you plan to watch any of these films. I always like to know where people's gauges are with horror and content like this, so let me know your thoughts down below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Sayonara.